We've been eagerly anticipating this amplifier for quite some time. At last, Alpine has released an amp capable of powering two of their 600-watt S-type subwoofers. Introducing the new Alpine S2-A120M, a 1200-watt mono block amp. Stick around as we unbox and review this new amp. Hey, what's up? Josh here from Breakers Stereo and Performance. Welcome to the channel that reviews and demos all the best in car audio, suspension, performance, and more. Because we don't drive stock. And if you're like us, where stock just doesn't cut it, make sure to subscribe to this channel. For the last few years, Alpine has not had an amp that was capable of running a pair of their very popular S-type subwoofers. We've had to use other brand amps when selling a set of these subs, even though customers would sometimes request the matching Alpine amp. Now, in most cases, it won't matter that much if your amp brand doesn't match your sub brand. And in some cases, certain brands make better subs than they do amplifiers and vice versa. But don't tell that to those of us with OCD tendencies. We like order and symmetry. Plus, Alpine does make really good amps, so it makes a lot of sense to match the S-type subs with the S-type amp. One of my favorite bass packages is a single S-type with the S-A60, which is a 600-watt RMS amp. But there was no amp made by Alpine if someone wanted two Type S subs. And finally, Alpine released this 1200-watt amp that is perfect for running a pair. So in this video, we'll go over all the great features that Alpine put in this amp, and then we'll unbox it and I'll give you my overall thoughts. Okay, let's get into it. All right, let's start with the specs. Now this is 600 watts RMS times 1 at 4 ohms. But at 2 and 1 ohms, it will put out the full 1200 watts RMS times 1. So it won't matter if you're running a pair of dual 2 ohms or a pair of dual 4 ohms, this amplifier will give you the needed 1200 watts. Nice job, Alpine. Now this amp has a variable low-pass filter between 50 Hz and 400 Hz at a 24 dB slope, along with a variable bass boost from 0 to 12 dB at 50 Hz. Now the signal to noise ratio is 85, and the dampening factor, which is the amp's ability to control the speaker or subwoofer in this case, is 750, which is pretty good. And this amp will accept both low-level RCA inputs or speaker-level inputs. And the speaker-level inputs will handle up to 10 volts. Now there is an RCA adapter required for speaker-level input, and this does have signal sensing turn-on, which is used in conjunction with the high-level inputs, so you won't need to find an ignition or an accessory wire. This requires a 4-gauge power and 4-gauge ground lead, and you'll need a 100 amp fuse on the power side. Now there is an optional for a wired remote available, and the dimensions are 13.75 by 2.21 by 8.3. And the current retail price is $449. Okay, let's unbox. All right, so let's check this out. So this amp is pretty heavy, okay? So we'll set this aside really quick, and then we'll see what else comes with it here. So these are the, basically your end caps here, all right? And then you have your verification certificate. So what this is Alpine will actually measure the power output on each amplifier as they come through the factory. Now this particular amplifier will do 1,285 watts. Okay, so you're getting a little more power out of this amp. There will be a variation from amp to amp, but not by a whole lot, okay? Then you have your warranty card and then your owner's manual. All right, so that's what comes with that. Let's take a look at the amplifier itself. It's a pretty solid amp. This is a D-class amp, which is, I would say, a little surprising. Normally D-class amplifiers are a little bit smaller, but this is an actual 1200 watt amplifier. So I guess it's not that big. I do like the finish on it. You have a nice black brush finish over the top of it. This is gonna light up nice and blue when you turn it on. All right, let's take a look. So we do have our 4-gauge power and ground here, your remote. All right, so you have 4 fuses on here, and they're 25 amps each. Now you're still gonna wanna put an inline fuse at 100 amp next to your battery, okay? And this is your speaker wire output, and this is gonna take up to, I would say, 10 gauge, but you more than likely use like 12 gauge would be fine. And then our other side. All right, and here we have our turn on type for your high or your low level input. So your input here And then this also has a pre-out for another amplifier. Our gain, and then our low pass filter, variable between 50 Hertz up to 400 Hertz. And then we have our 50 bass boost EQ, which is adjustable between 0 and 12 dB. And then last we have our bass remote control input. Again, that remote bass level control is sold separately. Now, all right, so here are our end caps. Kind of snap in place. And then it comes with a couple screws and you can screw those down to secure them. So I really like this amp and the ability to play 1200 watts at either 2 or 1 ohm. This gives you lots of versatility when matching up subwoofers or a single sub. Now this amp is not limited to just Alpine Type S woofers, of course. Any pair of subs that handle 600 watts each is going to work out great, or of course a single woofer at 1200 watts RMS. The design is clean, and I like the fact that it has the ability to high-level input with a simple, inexpensive RCA adapter, reducing consumer costs when installing to a factory radio. Now, I know I've overstated this, but we finally have an amp we can match up with the set of Alpine S-Type subs, making a nice bass package. If you're interested in this amp or a bass package, we'll leave links in the description below. Also, get on our email list and receive a discount on your first order. Just go to our homepage and sign up. Okay, that's gonna do it. Again, my name is Josh. I'm with Breaker Stereo and Performance. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.